Oh, did he just wet himself? Damn it, who was that? Is that Nico or Clone Army? I mean, I know I just built the toilet, but come on. Hello one and all, Mickey here, and welcome to a quick look at Oxygen Not Included. This is a new game by Klei Entertainment, the guys that brought you Invisible Ink, Don't Starve, and Mark of the Ninja. This is a colony survival management game, kind of like RimWorld or Sheltered. You can get it on Steam, but be warned, it is still an alpha, although Klei Entertainment have got an exceptional reputation when it comes to actually releasing games that go through the alpha and beta stages. So, let's have a look at it. I've played a few hours of it. Wow, 36 days in game. Whew, that is quite a long time. Start new game. So this is where you choose your characters. You start off with 3, and like with RimWorld, although you can't choose their stats or characteristics, you can at least shuffle to a new character that has completely different stats. I, for one, after playing for, a few hours, have decided that there are a couple of things that are really key. Number 1, you need a chef to make food quickly. Number 2, you need a runner, because in the early game, you make power by literally running on a giant hamster treadmill. And level 4 in athletics is not good enough, and although level 8 is good, and in fact she actually has very good stats, I don't want narcoleptic, because falling asleep at any time wastes a lot of hours in the day, so I say let's just shuffle everyone again. Cooking 4, good enough for me, although you use up more oxygen, damn it, and still no half decent athletic skill. Shuffle again. Narcoleptic, same, and biohazard, prone to getting sick. Shuffle again. Okay, so +7 on cooking is very, very good. You will do, you're a yokel, which means you can't do research, that's not a problem. I usually only have one person on research. And early bird means that you'll have +2 to all skills in the first quarter or so part of the day. But the other two, not so great. Let's keep shuffling. And I think this will do fine. +4 to cooking is good enough. Iron gut, which means you're less likely to get sick from eating things that you probably shouldn't eat. Gastrophobia means you will just outright not cook anything. That's fine. We have got a chef here waiting to go. Uncultured means that you're going to be less appreciative of pretty things. Small bladder, it's fine. It's fine. Not a big deal. And everybody here vomits when stressed, which can cascade out of control. So let's find out who these people are going to be. And there we go, Clone Army, Nico and Sumi. And let's call this, as always, XCOM HQ. Why not? Let's sit down and we'll cover the basics. Alert! Your crew has awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got here. It might be best to start digging. So this is the game world. It's very much kind of ant farm going on here. Like RimWorld, you can pause the game at any point and go to normal speed, fast forward, or rapid fast forwards. And like RimWorld, you dig out terrain to get the resources you need to build the things you want. Or possibly more likely the things that we need. As the name of the game suggests, oxygen is not included. As you can see, this is your oxygen overlay. Our starting area has a pretty decent amount of oxygen. It's nice and very breathable. We've got an area up here that's kind of half full of carbon dioxide, half full of breathable gas. Same goes for this area down here, half full of carbon dioxide and half full of very breathable gas. We've got water here, and that's pretty much what interests us so far. Although having said that, we have these pockets here, which is just a complete vacuum. So whenever you break into that, the nearest gas will just stretch out and spread into these areas, which also lowers the air pressure. Another thing to keep in mind, as well as the temperature, which can also cause problems. The other views you've got is, of course, power grid. We don't have one. Lighting. The more light you have, the better for the stress levels of your replicants, as they're called. But lighting takes power, and you may not be able to afford keeping them all lit. Then we've got plumbing. Again, we don't have any. Gas plumbing, same. And decor, how pretty your replicants think an area is. So because of all the plant life here, they think this area is quite nice, even though it is in an unbreathable environment. Lastly is priorities, but we don't need to bother with that just yet. You can set priorities to any tasks, like this ration box here. But what we need to do is make 3 beds, as you can see here. These are your construction menus. Beds can be found in furniture. We need 3 of them, the cots. And ideally we'll want this before the end of the day. We're also going to want an outhouse. Let's not do that just yet because outhouses are an absolute pain. because these shoddy outhouses have a habit of getting clogged after their limited uses have run up, and if they don't get unplugged quickly before somebody needs to use it, they will flood. And a flooding toilet is never good. I mean, I shouldn't have to explain it to you, but if your toilet is flooding, it's not doing a very good job of getting the waste that you don't want to see out of your sight. That's how the modern world works, people. So, as with any running liquid of any sort, it always runs downhill. So, putting a toilet on the top floor that has the potential to leak can lead to a massive cascade of contaminated water flooding downwards through your base. So, the outhouse will be somewhere down here, but we'll get to that in a second. The last thing we're going to need, although like the outhouse we probably won't need it until tomorrow, is the microbe musher, which compacts things like dirt and algae into food. Yes, they do actually eat dirt. It's not very good for them, but it's something. So, first thing first, we need the beds. Your orders are down here. Dig, harvest, prioritise for any tasks that are already available, like that box I mentioned before. Sweep to clear up rubble as an actual priority. Mop, because, you know, when there's toxic water everywhere, you want to get rid of it quickly. Deconstruct and cancel. And like RimWorld, you can also set tasks to certain people. For example, Nico here is going to be our chef, and Sumi here is going to be our sewage maintenance guy? Sorry buddy, I guess that is you. And right, Clone Army, yep, you're going to be our runner, so you're going to be generating power with the highest athletics. But that is a little bit ahead of ourselves, so let's start building out. Usually I want to build each floor to be like 4 tiles high. That's ideally the best height, and I'm going to map this out to the best of my abilities, because not doing so early can cause many problems later on. We're going to just dig right here until we have enough room to put all our beds, and we will not be digging this oxygenite out. Digging it out releases oxygen, which is great, or we can leave it and it'll actually release more oxygen over time and will eventually evaporate on its own. This will help keep our oxygen levels in check, because yes, we actually do need to generate oxygen as the game would suggest. Oxygen is not included, people. So, let's dig out a little bit. And also I'm going to need to put all these resources into a storage compactor so they're not just lying around. And I can't afford it. Well, fine. People, get to work! And this is how the game plays out. They all have ray guns or drilling tools, whatever you want to call it. And depending on what they're drilling out, will depend on how long it takes them to drill it. And the sandstone, like with any game, is just collapsed into the ground, so I need to click to tell them to dig out as well again. Now I should have... Yeah, now I've got enough for a compactor. Okay, guys, you done? Build that compactor, dig out a little bit more. And then I can tell the compactor what to put inside of it, which will be everything. Oh right, I don't have access to anything else because this is the only thing I've dug out. So it'll only show you what you can put in each compactor, as in limiting what resources can go in each compactor, once you've dug out those resources. So far I've only dug out sandstone and sand. So that's why I can only select those two. So that's fine. Keep going, guys, come on. And while you guys are doing that, I will have you make beds. Say here, here, and there. Those are going to be your 3 beds. Keep going a bit further. Okay, now they've got 3 beds. Good. And at this point, I'm going to start planning out several floors down so that I can add an outhouse. What's wrong with you people? Oh, this area is not breathable. Okay, so yeah, they're going into a non-breathable environment, so they're holding their breath, which is what that bar is there. Then they'll move back periodically to catch their breath like he's doing here. Okay, so while we have time, let's start building out underneath us, which unfortunately is going to reveal a lot of carbon dioxide, but I want to put the outhouse as low down as possible. In fact, let me just plan out the floors here, just so I'll know what to expect. Okay, so I have marked out what each of the floors are going to be. First, second, third, and fourth. I don't need to dig all of this out right now, though, so we can just cancel the side orders. Tell them to build a ladder here, and that will dig straight through the terrain. And then I think on this bottom floor is where I will put the toilets. I'm kind of actually tempted to put the toilets even lower down, to be honest. I'll think about it while we're digging. Come on, guys, get to work. This is priority now. How's the oxygen looking? Yeah, the carbon dioxide has dissipated into the oxygen here, making the air from very breathable to just breathable. And somebody's leveled up. Likely the digging skill. Awesome. And now that we've broken open this area, the carbon dioxide is starting to flood around and circulate. Nothing we can do about that. I do want to put the toilets as low down as possible. I made the terrible mistake last time round putting them on the almost top floor. And that compactor is going to get full in a second as well. Can we build another one? Okay, so up in the top left we can see the day is about coming to its end. Which means tomorrow morning we're going to need a toilet. I may just put the toilet here. Oh, there you go. The day has now come to an end. And we'll put all our resources in this one as well. The only one I won't put in there is contaminated earth, which we don't have yet. Or contaminated soil, I think it's called. So now they're all sleeping, no one's snoring, so if they were a snorer, it would say so in their traits. And if they were, I'd just put one of their beds further away. And hey, we've got a few plants here. Muckroot. I may be able to start growing a farm. And contaminated water already. Damn it. I don't know where that's coming from, but we can see it is here. That's fine. Let's dig out like that, and then put a toilet here. And also, guys, while you're at it, can you mop up a little bit? Yep, they're going to have something to eat. Our food stores aren't great, but we'll deal with that, you know, one step at a time. The printing pod has 800 or so seconds before the next duplicate is ready to come through. Oh, and guys, I forgot to mention, in case you're wondering why the UI looks chunkier than you would expect it to, thankfully, Klei Entertainment, being the brilliant devs that they are, even in this alpha stage, they included a UI scale, and I am partially sighted, so I've had to increase it as high as it can go before the UI starts overlapping each other. You can go higher than this. What are we at, 160? So yeah, you can go a lot higher than that, but I found anything beyond 160, there'll be some buttons in some menus that you won't be able to reach. So I've left it 160. I think we're okay with that. Okay, guys, you done here? Good. Okay, let's put a toilet down here. Outhouse. There you go. Now, when the outhouse floods, it'll only flood down here. And also, can we clean all this up? And all this up. Oh, did he just wet himself? Damn it, who was that? Is that Nico or Clone Army? I mean, I know I just built the toilet, but come on. Well, that's why I built it down here. Now you can see only this area is flooded, which is good. Okay, now time for some food. For that, let's go here, because I need access to this water. And I think this place will become my reservoir, because to make food, you need water. And as you can see, the water starts becoming further and further away. Assuming you can even drink it, like this contaminated water, which I wouldn't recommend it. So this will probably become our tank for drinking water. So how are we going to do this? Let's dig up these plants, just for now, and get them out of the way. And that as well. So I'd rather dig them up and be able to plant them somewhere else than just harvest them now and destroy them. Can you guys actually clear that up? Possibly. Oh right, it's full. The compactors. Fine, fine. Build another compactor. This is the height of where the floor's actually going to be. Okay, we're now down to... Oh, 20. Good. It's going up because the plants that we're collecting. What's wrong with that? Dirt. Cultivated soil. So the toilet, after 14 uses, will get blocked, and we'll have to unplug it by emptying it, which would leave us with contaminated dirt. This will constantly produce contaminated air, which means you're going to need another area, probably somewhere dug out over here, with an airlock, which we don't have access to yet, preferably just build it as far away as possible, where it can just sit, and we can then turn it into fertilizer when we get that research, which we're not there just yet. So, guys, are you going to... Oh, right, I haven't... There you go. But not contaminated dirt. Here we go. So now we have access to contaminated dirt. I don't want any of these compactors to store contaminated dirt. There we go. So everybody put this stuff away, and we will gain access to this water. Down we go. We've got more oxygenite here, producing oxygen for this environment, which we really need because we don't have anything producing oxygen for us. But, you know, we're doing okay for the second day, although the second day is nearly over. But food's fine for now. Food is absolutely fine. I do want to build a processing plant, or whatever you call it, microbe muncher, or musher. Microbe musher, there you go. So yeah, someone's going to the toilet. And there you go, nice and clean and tidy. And that is the end of day 2. We've got 3 beds, a toilet, and a ration box with 20 meals in it. For 3 people, that's not going to be bad. And I think on day 3, we're going to get our 4th replicant. Are you guys done yet? And day 3. Awesome. Now I'm going to want you guys to build a microbe muncher. Now, considering water can't be stored in these compactors, at least not as far as I'm aware, we're going to put this here because it needs access to water, and although the food will eventually go there, let's just put this here for now. And you guys can start digging out this algae, which is so important. Not just for food, we can also use it to make oxygen, which we're going to have to start doing in a second. And maybe we can start taking care of all of this carbon dioxide. Wow! They have to hold their breath while going for a crap. That's horrifying. That is actually nightmarish. Yeah, guys, do you think you can clean up after yourselves? Maybe? At all? Everybody's eating. We've got 17 rations left, which is fine for now. Guys, nobody gonna put the stuff away? Oh, okay, algae, there we go. Wow, do I have to do this for everybody? There we go. Okay, everybody put the algae away. We're gonna need it. And this leads us to our next problem. We're gonna need power for this microbe muncher. For now, just make 6 of these mush bars. It requires 75 kilograms of dirt and 75 kilograms of water. That's a lot for one meal. That is 150 kilograms of wet dirt, granted, wet dirt, to make 1 bar of... Okay, you know what, that's actually fair enough. You know, how much nutrients can you get out of dirt? Or you can make a lice loaf with 5 kilograms worth of meal lice and bottled water. We don't have meal lice, so mush bars it is. But first, we need power. And for that, we're going to need a manual generator. This is why I chose a runner. We're going to put the generator... I don't know, actually. Put it here, I guess. I don't have it too close to that meal maker, because it does generate heat as well. And it might bother a few of the replicants. Whoever's working on that, the heat might bother them. But that's fine, okay. Do that, connect the 2. And we're also going to need a battery. Damn it, okay. That's also going to make heat. Can I just store the battery somewhere else? You know, we can't afford having cables everywhere for now. That'll do for now. Just put it there. Okay, everybody collect that. And then get to work on building, which you should have more than enough. Floor's done. You need to use the toilet. Hurry up. We have a queue waiting. Next person. 11 uses left, and here we go. Is anybody going to run it? Okay, there we go. Clone Army, our runner is going. You're holding your breath. Why are you holding your breath? Okay, that was a tiny, tiny pocket of carbon dioxide there. Okay, now the battery's full, so he's not going to run any further. It's actually smart enough. The game will... Let's get rid of these. The game will have a replicant run and use power generation until any and all batteries are full. And that is 1 lovely mush bar ready to go. Nice. Okay. So next thing we're going to deal with is this oxygen problem, which for that, we are going to need... Well, I'd love an algae terrarium, which turns carbon dioxide into oxygen, very small amounts. Unfortunately, it requires research and will also use algae. Or we can use an algae deoxidizer, converts algae into oxygen, which we will just make one for now. Just there. Let's build this across. And there we go. And also power, which we will need. Connect the two. And there we go. So once that is done, it'll be taking power from this battery. Oh, and we've got another replicant ready. So let's go see who it is. Okay, so I already see a winner here. Quick Learner increases the rate at which this replicant learns new skills. Naturally robust means they're less likely to get sick, which is really important. And also good because this replicant vomits when stressed, like everyone so far. The only other stress response I've found is destructive, where they'll just pick a random machine and destroy it, at which point it has to be repaired before it can be used again. Unfortunately, this replicant eats more, which I think it's a good trade-off for these two. So who are you going to be, buddy? Long Wee, bye-bye, and hello, Daniel. Welcome to the party. And you are going to be our researcher. You're not going to cook, you're not going to deal with the compost, and you're not going to be a runner making power. You are going to be our sole researcher. Okay, and also we're going to need another bed. Furniture, cot, done. And it's nearly the end of the day, so you guys need to hurry up to build that. And okay, so we've got our algae deoxidizer, and the crib is made just in time. This is going to start pumping out oxygen, although I would love one more battery. Say here, that'll leave room in between for oxygen making machines. And this should start to help push back this carbon dioxide, or at least replace it. Although the next step is going to be research. Standard research is done by a research station. Intermediate research is done by a supercomputer. You can see the researches on this button that I can't click on, which you get once you place down one of these machines. Again, the reason why I put the research machine here is because it also needs water. At least this level of research needs water. This is kind of similar to Factorio, where research needs to be created in tangible blocks that is created using, resources. And the first one requires water to do it. And the next one, the supercomputer, will also require the resources of the previous one, the research station. And so on with the third level, and possibly fourth. I don't know how many levels there are. For now, research station, go there. And power. Connect it all up, and there we go. We have now got 23 rations. Did you finish building all of that? Yes, I did. That will do for now. And then tomorrow I'll build another 6. And there you go. So that is the end of day 3. Where are you going, buddy? Oh, you're going to the toilet. No, fine by me, as long as it doesn't count against your being tired. So, interrupted sleep. Oh, damn it, it does count against it. Ugh. Tired, grimy, dirty hands. Yeah, grimy and dirty hands. It's going to be a long time before you're going to deal with these. Oh, now we've got research. We can have a look. You deal with them in Tier 2 of research in sanitation sciences. So, yeah, we need to get Tier 2 of research to get to that. But for now, I want farming tech because it has an algae terrarium and a planter box where we can actually start growing our own food and we won't be as reliant on mush bars. So definitely going to start on that. And as you can see, that requires the green research item to be constructed, whereas the intermediary requires the green and the blue. And the top tier doesn't actually, I can't see if it requires any more. From the looks of it, it doesn't, which is odd. I'd be very surprised if I don't change that later on. But yeah, we're going to start with farming tech and then go on to power regulation to have a larger battery. But that should be good to go tomorrow morning. So guys, make a few more mush bars. And this needs to be connected, or is it not? No fabrication queued. Oh, right, because you need to... Yeah, there you go. Here's the part where you actually have to make the novice research stuff. So, infinite amount of them. Just fill it up. We're collecting water here for the mush bars and the research station. And you guys have nothing to do. Well, I better sort that out then, shouldn't I? How about we head up and start digging out this, because there's a lot of algae here that I would very much like to make use of. So here, and this is going to be our floor. So 4 tiles and then a cross. That'll do for now. There is more carbon dioxide up here as well. What are we going to do about that? And also, let's put a few tiles there just for a floor. And oh right, don't dig that up. Leave that there. Leave that there as well. And actually dig up properly before you just rip out the floor from underneath it, just to make sure that we get it. And then we'll be able to plant our own once that's done. In fact, I might even have this be our farm section. You guys are eating. We've got 20 rations in supply. That's fine. How many got left to build here? Oh, you actually haven't finished making the first one. Okay, we'll keep at it. Wow, keep going. Okay, so after this, what am I going to want to build? Yeah, farm up here. Once the research is done, how far has the research gone on to? About a third of the way there. I'm going to use these algae, what's they called? Algae terrariums to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, which I'm going to need here and here. And I might even put one down here, because for now that's not toxic gas, it's just carbon dioxide. Use that toilet again. 9 uses left. That is good to go. In fact, yeah, I want to dig further back here to put a containment unit for the toxic waste. Well, not toxic waste, the contaminated dirt that's come out of it. Which is not going to be long. 7 visits remaining. I wouldn't imagine it's going to be done today. That's going to need to be emptied. Probably tomorrow, so I'm going to have to dig out a bit further into here before I can do that. Okay, what you guys got left? You're not making a great deal of progress here. Come on. Okay, you're done with all the mush bars. Good. Can you put those meals away? Oh, you did. Awesome. So that's 6 more mush bars. So yeah, as long as we're making 6 a day, we're making a net profit. We're making more than we're using. And this will unfortunately reveal all the carbon dioxide. Yeah, it's starting to flood out. And they're holding their breath. Yeah, sorry guys, not a lot that I can do about that at the minute. As soon as that research is done, I will start building algae, whatever they're called, these things here. How far do you have to go? Oh, nearly done. Awesome. And it is nearly the end of the day as well. Okay, you're done. Awesome. Okay, so put a bit of ground here. In fact, just go over to there. Put an algae terrarium here. Put one here. And put one right about there. Awesome. But I think that's going to have to wait until tomorrow, though. Because the day is nearly up. How's everyone doing? We're using twice as much oxygen as we're making. Hopefully this should start the change. And tomorrow I'm going to have to push back into here to make kind of a waste dump, a waste heap. So yeah, the carbon dioxide has started to diffuse into the oxygen that we've let into this chamber, and hopefully this algae terrarium will help push it back and convert it into oxygen. Same here with this one and down here. Okay, so that's done. But before we do anything else, let's clear up the mess here. And these plants will help as extra food rations. Dig that up, sweep that, dig, and dig. And also, let's keep making a profit with these. We're definitely not going to get another replicant today. Let's just dig out as far as we can back here and see how far we can get, because I want the waste dump to be as far away as possible. Come on guys, pick up the pace. Oh, I've got no research going. Right. Next one's going to be power regulation. Let's make a medium-sized battery. So that is going to put one person onto the research machine pretty much permanently. The batteries are empty. These need to be built, which is going to put one person on power generation almost indefinitely and another person making food. One on food rations. Oh, and we have not even finished clearing this out, let alone this. Damn it. We got 4 more visits left. Okay, so this will get blocked today. Unfortunately, that'll also mean that it'll overflow today. I really don't want to set this to a priority. You know what? Screw it. That's fine. Screw it. This stuff can be left here. What is that? Dirt. Yeah, leave that there as well. Focus on this. You know, while you guys are doing that. In fact, research. Can we pause this for a second? Let's disable that. No, I said disable it. Okay, good. That's disabled for a second. I do want these to be done, though. And good, we can start focusing on making this cut out. I'm thinking we may only even get to about here before I build that. Let's just call it what it is. It's a toxic waste dump. That's what it is. The food is halfway there. How's the oxygen looking? Good for our living areas. And it's starting to come down here a little bit. Okay, come on, guys. You know what? That's fine. That'll do. We've got enough for now. Those 4 will do. And you've got the battery full. Okay, then just clear this out. And once this is empty to about here, we will put this storage unit there. Yeah, I know, guys. I know. Okay, one more visit remaining before it overflows. Now, ideally... Come on. You can do this, guys. Oh, no! You're using it! Okay, good. You're unclogging it straight away. It's been built. Let's just put in here contaminated dirt. And there we go. So now when you empty that out, you should just put the dirt straight into there, and this will kind of make this area toxic. I'd like to put a wall here with an airlock, a proper airlock, which I can't even see here. Wow, I need research for that. But yeah, there's nothing to do about that. It just has to stay here. At least it's on the lower floors. That's why I wanted this area separate from the rest of my base. So if it gets flooded with toxic water or toxic gas from the soil that's about to break out of it, guys, are you not going to finish doing that? Damn it! What's wrong with you people? Okay, so at this point we will get another replicant tomorrow. I'm sorry, duplicant, not replicant. Wrong franchise. But I think we're doing okay for now. We do really need 6 of these because we only made 4 yesterday, which means we didn't make a profit yesterday. And we'll keep the research off for today until this is done and make sure it's all working fine. Okay, good. And there you go. So this now has toxic waste in it, 100 kilograms of it. And it's also making toxic air. I don't know if we'll be able to see it this early on. There you go. Little yellow spots there. Hopefully this should just congregate down here. And unlike carbon dioxide, which they have the common sense not to breathe, as you can see it's unbreathable, toxic air does count as breathable. So they will get sick when they come down here to breathe it, which we can't do anything about just yet. I can block it off, I suppose, and then dig out the wall once we need to empty the toilet, but oof, that's a bit much. So yeah, we will enable that building, keep making research, and I think we're doing okay. We're doing okay, right? Could do with another storage compactor, and we are going to need another bed, because we have somebody else coming tomorrow, or today, in about 3 minutes. Actually, no, it's sped up, so in about a minute or so. Everybody's eating, making power. We're putting all the stuff away. Yeah, good point, guys. Let's tidy up a bit. That includes down here. Oh, but for that, we're going to need another storage compactor. Can I put one here? Just there. That'll do. Good, that one's nearly full. You're down to your last mush bar for the day, which is great. That'll keep us on a profit. We are nearly done with that research, about 3/4 of the way there. Can someone build this, please? Because that's full, or nearly full. Oh, that tooltip stuck there. As I said, this is an alpha, so there are bugs, and I've noticed a few tooltips getting stuck everywhere. So yeah, things are going well. I think we're nearing the end of the episode. I know this is kind of a quick look. Oh, here's our next replicant. I'm sorry, duplicant. I know I said this is going to be a quick look at this game, but I think to give you guys the best idea of how things play out, I'll do like 2 or 3 episodes of this in the quick look series I've got, as imaginatively titled as it is. Who do we want next? Creativity will help artistic creations, which I really neglected in my last playthrough, and I suffered very badly for it. Although you're narcoleptic, meaning you'll sleep anywhere, and you're going to get sick all the time, so nope. Slow learner, there's nothing special about you. Yokel, Night Owl, and Uncultured. Actually, no, you're not bad. At the end of the day, you'll get a speed bonus, you'll be less affected by things not looking pretty, and you won't be able to research, which I don't care about. So, you know what, sure, who are you going to be? And there we go. Matt, welcome home. You're not particularly skilled at anything, but neither are you really bad at anything. I mean, not being able to research, I don't care. So, I mean, you're just a good all-rounder. Come on in. Let's set your jobs. You're not going to cook, you're not going to deal with the manure, and you can't research. And I also don't want you to make power. Okay, good. Your bed's waiting for you. So yeah, guys, while we're just finishing up the episode, I will say if you do intend to get this, I know I've already mentioned that Klei Entertainment does a brilliant job when it comes to early access style games. They've finished every game they've done. They've gone through many iterations of their game with different versions and updates and balance patches, so they are very good on that account. But one thing I can say about this game so far is that it does suffer from the typical survival management problems that those kind of games have. You guys got nothing to do, really? Can you not just... Fine, just dig out the algae, because I know I'm going to need it. There you go. So yeah, it does still suffer from the typical problems that survival management games suffer from. In my experience, that is mainly the cascading failure, I like to call it. Where... Oh, everybody's going to bed. And I think I might call the episode here. The cascading failure is when you've got a large population, 1 or 2 bad things happen, and everything just starts spiraling out of control, and it unrealistically goes bad. For example, in a game like Banished, or Space Colony I think it's called, if you have a few farmers die when they're harvesting, that food then won't go into the stockpile, you'll run out, new people have to go farm, they'll walk past the food piles that the farmers brought right near to their drop-off point, they'll walk straight past them, go out into the fields and farm, and won't make it back before starving to death. In the history of mankind, no one has ever died of starvation when they were literally carrying fruits and edible vegetables. It does not happen. That's what I mean by it can be a bit frustrating here. That problem in particular doesn't happen here, but what I found happen here is a stress spiral, where when people get stressed, in the case of I think everyone here, they vomit. When they vomit, they make contaminated water. When people step in contaminated water, they get stressed, which makes them vomit, which makes them more contaminated water, which makes them more stressed. As you can see, the cycle will continue and continue, and I hope they do something to alleviate this. I understand that's the entire gameplay aspect, you have to maintain them. They're not supposed to be entirely self-sufficient. I mean, if they were, where would the gameplay be? But yeah, as a survival management game, it does still suffer from that failure spiral where something going wrong just leads to a spiral of more things going wrong that is very difficult to stop. That from a real life perspective, you're like, what the hell is happening? This just would not happen. But yeah, guys, take that as you will. Hopefully you guys will see that in the next episode or 2 that I do of this, which, as I said, I'll be doing, 2 or 3 episodes of this, because in this early game, you can't see a great deal of what's required. As you get more and more research, these piping systems and electrical conduits get more and more complex. As I run out of water here and I need to reach these other water caves, it's typically best to pump the water into an existing cave to have it closer by, but that pump requires power, and it also requires you getting to it and actually pumping it to where you need to be. On top of that, you'll also be making a cesspool, much like this, but in a liquid form, where you just make a well, you dig out a well, and you just start filling it up with contaminated water until you get a research that lets you deal with it, and things get even more complicated with showers and proper functioning toilets that require in pipes for clean water and out pipes for toxic water. But yeah, guys, that will be for another video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the game below, or if you tried it, if you had any tips or problems that you've encountered. And if you enjoyed the video, share it with anybody that you think would like it. This has been Oxygen Not Included in its alpha state by Klei Entertainment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye bye. So I don't have a choice. I have to retort everything.
Showers, things getting out of hand.
Find out how many people.
Oh.
Take up the pin.
It's not the heaviest guy, but it's time for 5 around our base.
Engine overheating. Okay, throw the water in the engine. Lock up that.
So we get signals ammo as well. While Elenia
Have I done
ladies?
this?
that's kind of this could chop it down.
No.
There we go. This guy is
Going. Guys, this is the most difficult mission for me at least because there are so many occasions when you can die in a matter of
I take
seconds.
them out one by one.
We're doing okay for now.
Alex finding a way.
For now.